creative analysis that comes tonight in this lecture that my students around the world will be looking forward to. Something strange happened when the Egyptian armed forces deposed Morsi, the coup d'etat. And we thought, well, maybe the Zionists have lost one here because they wanted these Islamic governments. The United States, Britain and Europe are all very angry with the armed forces. They say, no, this is not democracy. Morsi must be released. He's under house arrest, I think. He came. And the government must be restored, says Washington and London and Paris and so on. But the Egyptian armed forces is not listening to them. No. Then Washington said, we're going to cut off the aid. Because Washington has been giving Egypt a lot of aid. As a result of which the Egyptian economy is surviving. Without that aid is gone. When Washington said we're going to give up the aid, take away the aid that we're giving you unless you can restore Ikhwan. Guess what Saudi Arabia did? For the last 70 years or 80 years of Saudi Arabia has been in existence. Saudi Arabia has been a very meek follower, camp follower of Uncle Sam. Like the American kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Never stepping out of line. Always following Uncle Sam. Ikhwan and Saudi Arabia were very friendly with each other for many, many years. And when Ikhwan took power in Egypt, the Saudis were bankrolling Ikhwan, providing them with funds, providing them with support. And Ikhwan turned to Saudi Arabia for religious inspiration. Saudi Arabia now does something strange. Immediately the Egyptian armed forces took over the country, the Saudis dumped Ikhwan. The Saudis say they are terrorists, parroting the official life. These are terrorists. And the Saudis respond with support for the Egyptian armed forces. And then with a slap on the face of Washington that is still stinging Washington, the Saudi says, if you take away the aid, we will give that back to you and we'll give you more. The Arabs will give you more than the Washington will take away from you. This is not characteristic Saudi behavior. So we have a duty as analysts, as scholars of Islam, trying to explain the reality of the world today to the Muslim world, to the Muslim masses. We have a duty to explain why is Saudi Arabia behaving like this. The answer is, the Saudis knew that we are now on the doorstep of great wars. The Saudis knew that the attack on Syria is coming. In fact, I thought it was going to come yesterday. It didn't come yesterday. Because what Putin said, if you attack Syria, we'll attack Saudi Arabia. That's why it didn't come yesterday. The Saudis were part and parcel of the advanced planning. That the attack on Syria is coming. A NATO attack on Syria. And the Saudis did not want that when that attack takes place, that the Egyptian armed forces should come to the support of Syria. So